Hey yo, we back with another video. This is AV from Levante. Listening to today's video. This is a funny story from Young Jock. He's telling a story about TPain, how they had got into a fight over in the UK. But how Young Jock lay it out is hilarious. So y'all check this video out.
So I'm saying, having a drink. Like, you want something to drink? She's like, sure. I give her something to drink. As I give her something to drink, TPain walks in. Pain, Jock. Pain walk up, hey, how you doing? So as we're sitting there talking, me, Pain, the young lady, just having, laughs, just shooting shit. Next thing you know, this big ass dude, he like 6'5", shoulders this wide.
This dude was big as fuck. This dude was big as shit. I couldn't believe it, but I was too drunk to give a shit. And so yeah.
Arms, dude was like a robot. I seen him walking over this fucking...
No way this dude just worked out and this was like the results. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, not one way did this dude just like work out and was like, okay, cool, this is how I look now. No, sir. Not even gonna fucking, hell no. Get me to the end of the story and I'll read off y'all joints.
I don't know if you call it a goblet, big ass glass of wine, and he's just swooshing it around and smelling it, but I'm just like, man, that's a big ass dude. Who the fuck is this? So he walks up, and it's Pain. We not trying to holler at the girl, no, we just talking to the girl. He grabs the girl by her arm, and without even trying, just walks in the opposite direction of us. He didn't pull her to him, he just grabbed it and walked away. And I mean, he just drug out the way holding his wine. So TPain said, excuse me? I was like, hey, yeah, don't worry about it. I think she with him. Just don't even trip. I'm like, trust me.
No, bitch.
I bet you was. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no hoe. You ain't really gonna ever hear about me backing out. Ain't no hoe. But I was just like, yeah, maybe just let it go. So Pain was like, oh, who does he think he is? I was like, I think whoever he believes he is, he's confident in it. Let him just have that. Like, yeah. So Pain is like, oh, he goes in his pocket. Do you know how much money this is? So I was like, nah, Pain.
There was a couple steps before that. It became a thing. There was like one step before that. Maybe. I was drunk. And that may have happened. The money thing did happen, but something before that, besides him just walking off with it, like I wouldn't get mad. And no, that's not what happened. That is what happened, but he didn't. So what Jock didn't hear in between that. So we got the sense that everybody hated us in there because we was doing too much. And I kind of already felt that. And for some reason, Londoners at that time thought Americans were just like the dirtiest people. I don't know what that is. Well, I kind of do. If you look at the South, if all y'all got to go on is TV, then understand that. So when the dude took the girl, when he turned around, because I guess Jock didn't hear him, but dude turned around, and when he started walking away, he said, fucking Americans. And I was like, well, yeah, not on my watch. That ain't happening. It was actually Grey Goose. We didn't have Patron there. But it was a Magnum Patron. It took two. This turned into literally America versus, or this turned into America versus the UK. It wasn't even about the girl shit anymore. After this part he's about to say, it wasn't even about the girl anymore. It was about the whole fucking, how he walked off and was like, fucking Americans, like your girl shouldn't like mingle with Americans or some shit. Like, don't leave your girl by herself. And apparently she was intrigued, was having a fucking conversation for a long time. you piece of shit. So, not just him. Just his big, strong ass. You won, bro. You stronger than everybody in here. Don't fucking... Let us have a conversation, my nigga. What your girl gonna leave with us? No. She's scared of getting beat up, probably. It's okay. You won, my nigga. We just wanted... We're talking to your girl. It probably ain't even your girl. You probably don't even know her. You probably just taking her because you know you're strong enough to just make her keep going and it's gonna look like she with you. And then we can hit you with kidnapping charges. But but I digress.
I don't think this the way, bro. Pain looks over there to dude and say, man, I will buy her. And
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. There's no way I'd say that. I had spent enough money.
And another you.
No, I didn't say that about the guy. The guy was big. I didn't have enough money to make another one that his big ass. I didn't have that. I didn't have money at the time to make a fucking $6 million man. Because obviously this dude was made out of a car and I just couldn't afford it. It just wasn't in the books. That you can tell because all the inflictions and shit that he was actually doing my voice earlier, but now that he's saying these things, it's not my voice anymore. He's making this part up. This is come on, Jock, help me out now. Don't get me canceled, all right?
Sis? So I was like, nah, Pain, I don't think this the way, bro. Pain looks over there to dude and say, man, I will buy her.
I didn't say that.
And another you. Okay?
No.
You know who I am? I'm TPain.
Right.
Sis? So I was like, nah, Pain, I don't think this the way, bro. Pain looks over there to dude and say, man, I will buy her.
I didn't say that.
And another you. Okay?
No.
You know who I am? I'm TPain. I was like,
okay, obviously I don't say that. Obviously I don't say that. You know who I am? I'm TPain. That's two sentences that don't even go together. If I say, do you know who I am? I'll leave it. You know? I'll leave it because obviously you should know. So I'm not gonna sit here and explain it to you. And if I say I'm T-Pain, that's because it's like an older white couple or something trying to figure out why people are taking pictures of me. I never say that out loud unless actually somebody asks for an explanation. Are those fucking Nikes back there?
you know who I am? I'm TPain. I was like, nah, man, yeah, shh. So he turns his back like, he don't know who I am. So as he's sitting up, I'm just like, yeah, let's just let it go. I'm thinking to myself, cool, he gonna let it die down. Next thing you know, his boy Tay walk in. Hey.
Okay, so here's the part that he missed. I don't think he was looking. I threw the money at the guy. So I don't think he was looking. I did have my money out, and because he just so I had just got paid for the show that we did there, and I got it in cash. So and I got it in their money too, which is way worse. So the guy walked off saying fucking Americans like we were some dirty piece of shit or something. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is what? Do fucking Americans have shit like this? This is crazy. Then he turned his back on me, which is, don't do that because I know you can't turn around and aim and punch at the same time. So I got time to run if you decide to do so. When he turned around, bam, hit him in the back with the money. Didn't give a shit. I literally spent all my money. All the money I had on me at that night, I threw it at his back. I don't know where it is now. That shit done got spent on bangers and mash fucking years ago. I have no idea where it is. It's gone. My manager was trying to stop me from doing all that shit, and it was unsuccessful. So here we go. You picked it up, Tango? Thanks. I appreciate it. Or, as you would say, thanks. Ooh, I'm from fucking London, bro. What
going on? So Tay walk up like he finna come get some straightening and shit. Tay walk up like, bro, what going on? It look like it's some shit over here? Cause the dude Pain.
Tay's smaller than me, by the way. Not a good idea. He's screaming. What's going on? What's happening?
It started getting loud, so the dude kind of, let everybody know that it was finna be some shit. Man, all of a sudden I look up, bro, and as Tay is talking, I see dude pour his wine out. I'm like, oh shit.
This is real.
I'm taking my necklace. Like, remember the big H?
Remember Young Jock had that big ass H? That hustler big ass H. He was wearing that in the club.
I see this tall ass dude, 6'6", come way from behind his head like he finna slam dunk this goddamn goblet into the top of Tay head. Bow, hit him in the head. Blood go everywhere. Down there look like he poured his wine on him with so much blood. I'm like, oh shit. Run out the club, man. We get out the club, get into a fight. I just bought a pair of $15,000 earrings. It's crazy. We out there, I'm watching my security. I'm like, how did this happen? We fighting the dude, right? Their security grabbed me up, choked me so tight, it popped the backs on my earrings. They gone. I damn near passed out. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I'm like, hey, man, we gotta get out of here. So after we done beat the dude up, they actually, my security, Neil, shouts out to Neil.
Neil fucking almost murdered that dude. When I fucking got my wits about me and started looking around and make sure all my people was good, the big dude was sitting down on the ground with his back up against a car, and Jock Security Neil was kneeing this dude in the face up against the fucking car. Like, fucking, I'm talking about beyond MMA. You know them bare knuckle fights y'all be having over there? Yeah! I'm talking about lost it. The dude may have died. I'm not sure what happened to the guy, but I'm sure if he had enough creatine in him, he should be fine though.
He knocked.
We was fighting a bunch of people. And then the fight kind of calmed down. And then I heard my homeboy Jay Leary say, oh shit! Bro, we looked at the club. It was so many dudes about the same size as the original guy pouring out that fucking club. Bro, they was coming out the club, they all had on black shirts and blue jeans and black shoes, like boots and shit. They all was security at the club, but they all came out at the same time. The shit looked like when Agent Smith started duping himself on the fucking Matrix. They couldn't get past each other. They was like squeezing out of the fucking door, my nigga. I couldn't, like, you can't make this shit up. It looked like somebody had put a fucking, it looked like somebody had put a goddamn strongman particle emitter right in the doorway of the motherfucking other club. Like, this shit was, they were just, and they was darting towards us because they not gonna let the Americans come through and fuck up the club night. We did. I'm sorry.
They all big as fuck like him. So we like, oh shit, we gotta get the fuck on. Let's go and get on down the hill. We get down the hill like, call a cab. It's like, is everybody here? So TPain don't realize I'm right there next to him. He's like, yo, where's Jock? I can't do this without Jock. I'm like, hey.
I didn't say the second part of that. I didn't say where's Jock. I could probably do it without Jock. Part 2 coming soon.
Right. He's like, no fucking way. He's a good guy. He shouldn't have got choked out like that, but he don't know I'm good. I'm like, no, it's cool, man. Let's just go on and go. TPain like, no, fuck that. I want to go back and fight for my rights. I said, Pain, I'm right here. He like, no, we gotta go back. So we get right here, we turn the corner. I'm like, fuck, I guess we gotta fight. I ain't no hoe, we gotta fight. We were looking up the street. As we looking up the street, the shit looked like some shit from a movie. It's like a alleyway. And you're looking at the top of the street and the lights from whatever cars that are like parked or whatever, it's like you can see the haze, the gas and smoke coming out the ground. And all of a sudden you see all these big ass dudes coming around the corner. It's just arms and shoulders and chest and shit. And I'm looking at them, I'm looking at TPain, I'm like, boy, you ain't got no muscles. I'm looking at DJ Little Boy, I'm like, boy, you ain't got no muscles. I'm like, Tay, you about the only one that got some muscles, but you leaking. You the one that got your head bust. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna work. TPain is walking up the street. He trying to get in front of us like he leading the pack and shit. We walking up, they walking down. It's like 6 of them fucking machines walking towards us. I'm like, hey, man, I'm like, God, I don't know how this gonna end, but I ain't trying to get killed over here in London. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to be in a hospital. I want no problems. TPain gets in front of everybody and said, hey, you can't take my life. I came to give it. The dudes that was ready to fight, they was like, what? We was like, what? So Pain is in there like, And everybody's still like, what the fuck is you talking about? You can't give your life, what are you talking about? So they was done with the fight, we was done with the fight. And it was just like, we shook on the shit. It was like the fight was over with. And TPain was like, he's still sitting there, he's like he want to fight. And I'm like, bro, it's over. Like, you did it. Whatever God told you to say right now was the perfect timing for this shit. Because we said, I came to give it. They was mad and shit. When they heard it, they was like, what? So yeah, that was my most crazy moment. I thought I was gonna die in London. I did. I really did. What makes this story even more crazy? Y'all remember when TPain was wearing the top hat, right? So this trip actually inspired this whole run.
Yeah, this was actually the first time I wore a top hat, and I was wearing a top hat in that club that night. That like I wore a top hat that night because it was London. I was like, you gotta wear a top hat in the UK. It's weird if you come over here and not get a fucking top hat. And then I wore it back to the States, and everybody was like, this shit kind of fits you. And then I started fucking wearing top hats from this.
Because as he was standing there in the middle,
TPain cast confusion. It's super effective. That makes sense.
he felt like
That makes sense.
he felt like he had tamed lions and shit, like he was the ringleader. So he kind of said it, but we didn't really, he was like, yeah, I run things, I'm the ringleader. So we ended up going through the airport. This is so crazy. We ended up going through the airport, right? We walk through the airport, and homie sees these top hats. So he buys all of us these fucking top hats, right?
Sure.
Well, unfortunately, Tay head was bust from, his shit was just leaking still. Like, he didn't want to go get stitches. He's like, no, it'll stop. He's like, bro, your shit is still leaking hours later. Something might be wrong, you might want to get that shit checked out. So when he put his hat on, he fucked his hat up. So that was over with. I had my top hat. I was like, I don't really have no reason to wear a top hat, but my boy bought it for me. I fucked around and left it on the plane by mistake. How about that? So, Pain, if you ever wonder what happened to that hat, I left that shit on the plane by mistake, bro.
Terrible,
I know I told you somebody took it, but I left it on the plane by mistake. Anyway, TPain was the only person left with the top hat. He wore the hat, and that's where that whole run of TPain and the top hat came from.